We are calling to order the special council work session meeting Wednesday, June 15th, 2022. And Mr. Newell will not be joining us. Please call him.
Mr. Newell, Ms. Zajac,
Here.
Ms. Wellman,
Here.
Mr. Daga, Mr. Lemay,
Here.
Mr. Gentile,
Here.
Dr. Wong. Here.
Thank you very much. Please join me in the pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone. We have a very short agenda this evening. Our first order is the approval of the council minutes of May 18th and May 25th. First, entertain a motion regarding the minutes of May 18th. So moved. Second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Ms. Zajac,
Yes.
Ms. Wellman,
Yes.
Mr. Lemay,
Yes.
Mr. Gentile.
Yes.
Dr. Wong. Yes.
Next, a motion for approval of May 25th. Minutes.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call please.
Ms. Zajac,
Yes.
Ms. Wellman,
Yes.
Mr. Lemay,
Yes.
Mr. Gentile,
Yes.
Dr. Wong.
Yes.
Next, we have before us a resolution 2022-16. This is for the adoption of our annual permanent tax budget resolution. Mr. Brzezinski, you want to take us through that?
Yes, thank you, sir. It's an annual ordinance or resolution, as the mayor reiterated. Basically, this gives the county budget commission the starting process to give us our official certificate. And I've basically taken most of the numbers from our 5-year plan for 2023 and put them in. Council's not held to those. It just basically gives the county the initial starting point. So early January, based on some of these numbers that we give in here, they will be providing us those numbers in our official certificate. And later, probably around the September timeframe, is where we get to accept the income tax and the homestead and rollback from the county. But this is step one in that process.
Real estate.
Yeah,
You said look
I remember those.
And what exactly do you provide them? It's what property assessments or it's our budgeted taxes? or what?
Well, I mean, we give them, as Sheila sent out, we give them the estimate on what I think real estate tax is gonna come in at. Then we give them the various funds throughout the whole entire city, an estimated beginning balance,
Okay.
plus revenues minus expense, ending balance, and it'll all change.
So this is a process so they can begin the process to collect the taxes.
This is a process that was probably instituted after Kucinich bankrupted Cleveland,
No, it goes back to,
even before then.
it goes back to.
But basically, what the county wants to make sure is that we're not appropriating more money than we have available to spend.
They can't levy, the county cannot levy taxes unless the local government show the need. This shows the need, just in very, very big terms, that you're gonna need taxes for next year.
This is how we get there.
And then they, at the budget commission, say, okay, they've shown the need, you have X taxes that you can levy. Then you say, we're gonna levy those taxes, and then they say, you have X amount to spend, and then you say, okay, we're gonna budget based on that.
And the policy reason behind that first step is
You're not supposed to be taxing if you don't need it.
So
It's
include that.
antiquated, it's 100%, but it's
Yeah.
better than it used to be, because you do the
Right.
alternate. They used to have a scheduled public hearing for that tax budget. And as you can imagine, the crowd was raucous at those meetings. Nobody would come to them, so they allowed people to do the alternate tax budget and eliminated one of the silly steps in the process.
So this is something we do every year.
Every year.
around
It's
this
an annual
time.
process.
Like to call it housekeeping.
I think it's due by June. by
No, it'll
July.
be due by July, but
20.
we might as well get it done and just call it a day.
This is,
Yeah, but in the modern era, there's really no need. for this. I'm just curious.
There is by state law.
It's still required by state law.
Oh, state law, state auditors, review, sure.
But I mean,
Some communities probably need to do this,
justify that they need the tax money.
but like, we don't. I think there are some communities within the state that this is an actual process.
This is
meaningful process
Back,
for them.
back when there was, back when there was a competitive aspect of local government, where there was not a formula in place where you get what you get.
Ah,
They used to use this stuff to determine who needed what for
Ah.
local government.
that made sense.
And then they'd have this charade down at the budget commission hearing of who really needed to fix their boiler, could you buy a new one, and, all kinds of silly stuff going on.
So that makes sense policy
But that's,
back in the day. But today, that's formulaic and so.
and the best we could do is get rid of the waste of time public hearing and spending money on a newspaper advertisement, no offense. But that, you used to have to advertise this public hearing that nobody came to.
Interesting. All right.
all that said, could we have a motion to adopt 2022-16?
So moved.
Second.
Any ordinance? Roll call.
Ms. Zenshaw? Yes. Ms. Wellman? Yes. Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Mr. Gentle?
Yes.
Dr. Walker? Yes.
All right. Next, we would entertain a motion to award the city's 2022 street striping program. Street striping program to Pat Flowers, 5 times fast. In an amount not to exceed $32,113. We did send this out to bid. We just circulated that to council. Jen, you want to talk?
Yeah, this is just an annual street sweeping program of professional lines and it's a year. It's a little higher than last year, I believe, it's only 2 years. And we also have a lot of additional pay out in the circle, so. Just to make sure that it's strong, that they can, a lot of areas and things like that, so. The bidder that will do this will do this, so we're not going to.
You notice in the circle, the new Brainerd Circle area, the striping clip is gone.
Yeah, the new pavement, until you build up layers, the new pavement just sucks that pavement out, so, it's just a process you go through with time to do street.
Okay, so that's the reason it
Yeah,
so
just-
quickly deteriorates.
Right, and it takes a little while, for us, it sucks that paint down into it, and, getting the layers on there is really bad.
This is now water-based people putting down all as opposed to oil-based.
Yeah, that's part of it, 2 years ago, it was all made by oil.
And that lasted a lot longer.
Yes, but it was a lot.
And it's more friendly to do it 3 times in a row. All that time and money.
Well, I think it's do it during the annual.
Looking at life cycle economics, it's cheaper with the oil and more environmentally friendly.
Is anybody working on that paint that is gonna last?
Not working at heart.
They'll make no money.
Pat Flowers is paying people not to do that.
I have a
This
question.
more than we used to. It just it strikes me. that it's just-
Ms.
Yeah, It's
Zager,
almost every, I mean, I believe it's every year.
Yeah.
You know, it's-
all right, we have a question at the other end.
I was just curious if all, like, will all this paint in the city get touched up, or do we target areas?
We have a list of all the areas. It's really shape or on the school street.
Okay,
Stop bars and certain intersections. Yes, they look at the whole system.
okay, so they look at the whole city and then, because like year to year when we do this, does it vary then? Knowing that the job's gonna be a little bit bigger one year than.
This year, I took the parking lot out here, the city hall parking lot, I took that off. So it's been indicated last year, so I think, we're trying to skip the year, save some money, knowing that we have more paint out here. It's, some kind of subdivision. And it's not in parking lots, is what it is.
So, one other question, is it the norm that we only get a couple of bids, or are there just not many
Yeah,
people
it's-
out there who do this?
For there's probably three small groups, three small companies that do it. And the big companies that are doing the big Cs, so when Strong is really, those guys, we're too little, it's too smooth for them. Yeah. Right. They're coming in and getting hard.
Yeah. The difference between the two bids is a little disconcerting.
I think it was like, I want to say it was around 4,000.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot, but.
We worry about how that happened. I know.
Yeah, but then I also said that, the guy who puts the bid in, has some good in his meeting, so, if he made short, himself.
Dr. Hawkins, question.
I'm sorry.
Is there a way to get a guarantee from them or do like a continual 2-year contract? Or do we not do that to get a better price or 2 years or 1 year?
His contract has been awarded for the last 3 years, so he's consistent. So I mean, it's,
There's no advantage to locking.
I don't know if there is any
Price or
advantage. This year, as like last year, the chemical that the latex paint was in very short supply. There's only one real person that makes that. A long way.
Really? Who is it? What's short? I didn't understand.
I just got that from a paint manufacturer. There's only one person that makes that.
I'm gonna tell my old company.
Yeah, there you go. There's the one you want. So, you understand that just because you're old. So.
Anything else? All right, need a motion to approve the award of the strike contract.
So moved.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Atruk?
Yes.
Ms. Welton?
Yes.
Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Mr. Gentle?
Yes.
Dr. Hawkins?
Yes.
Commitments. We did.
Members of House?
Okay.
We had 3 items on our agenda. The first was a lot split, which was really a formality from an earlier meeting. This was just kind of finishing up and tying everything together. It was a large lot, had plenty of acreage, plenty of frontage. It was pretty simple. Then we had 2 other items. One, they're both related to garages and which way the garage is faced. I don't want to be both front facing. The first one was actually removed and they're coming back because they might orient the garage so it is not completely front facing and they might need a different variance. That was my understanding. I think it was correct. And the second one was more interesting. It was a lot on the corner of Lander and South Woodland. They had, because it's a corner lot, they had more options for front facing, two options that it could be facing forward, obviously. But there was really no issue to my understanding, and I think the understanding of the commission, because the garage could be oriented, so it was not front facing. So problem solved in my estimation.
That's the empty lot at that corner, we're gonna build on it from it?
This year.
Yes.
Wow.
And so if you can imagine, you're front facing on 2 directions.
Sure.
But there's a third direction where you're not front facing. I don't know what else to say.
I've been there for 25 years. And I've lived here.
There, you know, you see that, there are several lots,
You know, Manor Road is getting pretty bad.
and that was it.
We will pass on then to our department heads. Chief Dietz, and we want to catch us up as to the status of the police station renovation.
Yeah, it's moving along. The evidence room and armory should be complete by the end of next week. And the whole project, most likely mid to late August at this point. We're about 2 weeks behind the original projections right now. So I'm gonna assume that there's gonna be another week or two added on, and just figure end of August, early September for completion.
Any other surprises? Any surprises?
I think, for some reason it's taking a while to line up the carpentry work inside the station. That's one holdup. And then, different suppliers end up not being able to supply what they agreed to. So they had to get a little creative and have things like metal shelves from the evidence room manufactured by the same company that made the, heating and cooling, HVAC. Yeah, instead of, they got a little creative and it worked out. So, yeah, different things like that.
Nothing in the construction didn't uncover any other surprises that's causing delays, mostly supply chain issues.
No, I mean, the electrician complained that something would crumble when he was trying to drill holes to run conduit, but that was about it. Little surprises like that. Nothing major.
Very cool hidden crawl space up in the attic.
Is that right?
Yeah, with a secret ladder. And
Oh, is that
that was
right?
kind of cool. That's just so vestigial. No one knows what it is.
The hiring process, we're wrapping up doing backgrounds to go ahead and certify our top 10. Right now, we're about 9 candidates that we have done decent background on. We can get one more done, and then we'll get that certified and hopefully move along and make an offer within the next 1 to 3 months.
Is it 2 openings or one?
One right now.
One right
Chief, my report is short. We have a city event coming up next Saturday, Juneteenth celebration that the city is partnered with Usman College to put on. It's going to be on the Usman College campus. There's been quite a bit of media about it. Welcome anyone to attend. We're expecting some hundreds of people coming to this. It should be a good event. Participating so far as helping maintain some traffic issues, things like that. And safety for the event.
It's like a regional celebration or?
Yeah, well, the region's invited, but it was initiated at the suggestion of Ursula. And they asked if the city would partner with them. And if we could go for that opportunity. And we have a member of our Pepper Pike community who is serving on their event board, Dr. Barbara McKenzie, president of South Point Hospital. And she's a wonderful individual, and she's contributed to their programming. And what they're going to do, there's going to be food, music, speakers, art exhibits. It's supposed to be a very nice exhibit, and I'm looking forward to going there myself and enjoying it. June 26th, yes, Sunday, June 26th, from 5 to 8 p.m. We will be stationed at Taste of Pepper Pike. We're looking forward to it. We have, I think, 16 different vendors coming to cook food, which is comparable to what we've had before. So it should be a great event. Ticket sales are robust, and I think there's a lot of pent-up desire for this event to return. So we've gotten a lot of good feedback, and looking forward to that. Music will be great. Mike Patron and Christine Jackson, and their band are coming to perform, and it should just be a wonderful event. So, if you haven't bought your tickets yet to the listening public, I urge you to do so. We've got two of our music events scheduled for the summer now. That was published in today's the Pepper Pike Post of the Service Department. Whichever was sent out today. Pepper Pike Post. And there was a reggae band that was here a few years ago. And that was, I think, probably the largest attendance we've ever had for a music event. So,
I remember.
yeah, so we're bringing them back. There is a wonderful Brazilian group headed by Moises Borges, who plays Brazilian music, samba. Think of Yogi. That sort of music. It should be really wonderful. That will be on Sunday, July 10th. And announced 4 movies for the summer. Kanto. No, that's the first one. I mean, I know it's the first one. But there are 4 great movies. All those dates are published. I can't think of the other movies. Anyway, that's basically what I have to report for this evening as we get into summer. And looking forward to it. We've got a great summer for everyone, hopefully a healthy summer. And, Cuyahoga County, as you know, restored its requirement that masking in public places such as we're right now, mandatory. Monitoring and considering working with the Board of Health perhaps for this sort of closed requirement depending on circumstances. We'll publish that if that comes about. Watching the surge and what's going on so far as in the disease process in the community. Just being smart about it, and that's where we are. Council, comments?
We have a road infrastructure meeting in Scottsbluff on Tuesday at 6:30. That's going to be live streamed. That's happening. And then I was contacted by a few residents about like the state of the Gatesville Boulevard median, kind of closer to Cedar. They were saying that it was under and everything like that. Is there any plans to plant some grass or the grass has gotten really long, that's what makes, which I understand. But if you cross over Cedar into Maple Heights, they were marking that the grass over there is really nicely done, and ours kind of looks a little messy. But is there any efforts to start that beautification project soon, or for Gates Mills?
Well, we have
After the sewer project over on that side.
we're, as you know, we're trying to get grant money from a variety of different outfits to try to engage that beautification. Something so far simple as grass cutting. That's something we'll touch base with Davey Tree. Davey Tree is the third party who does our grass cutting, and we will check with them if they are missing a spot. They need to not miss spots. And,
Right now, it looks like the whole median all the way up to Cedar.
Really?
Yeah, and it's overgrown with weeds and a lot of kind of wild.
it's obviously not acceptable. Jim, if you could touch base with Davey.
There's
I had contacted them this morning.
You've already called it? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you. Others apparently will aware of that also.
Yeah.
It's being a problem. Anyone?
Have there been any updates on the Shaker Road sewer project?
Don, you catch us?
Where are we at in the
Yes,
process?
it's out to bid right now, so the bidding process will occur, we're gonna open bids. Currently, we intend to open bids a week from Friday, so. seeing how we had to bid on it.
Awesome, thank you.
Alright, and, two items on there. That's Mr. Nash?
Hey, yes, I'm Senator. Question in regards to, can you give us an update on the status of the survey? On the last meeting, we talked about the possibility of having a committee to help with that survey. And we talked about the updates, you know, saying 47-member committee, I'm not saying anything like that, but I think that it should be a committee of at least persons from the head of finance, maybe. Jim May, the person head of the road infrastructure, you know, how to develop that, how to develop that survey. So, if you can give us an update on that, will we have a committee to develop that survey?
Okay. I have nothing further to add since we were last together and you discussed the same subject. I have nothing further to add. I'm sorry. Nothing has honestly really progressed on it. So I have nothing to add. All right.
With that, just looking at the summary report that we got from ODNR on the last application that we had for the trail. And they said one of the things, you know, in there was their staff comments at the end, besides, there was a myriad of reasons why they knocked us down in points, and why we didn't get the grant last time, is that the project has a strong possibility of not going forward without this grant award. And I would think that the city would want to have something with the survey to show where the city really is at with some prioritization, you know, in regards to sidewalks we talked about versus the trailway and also the possibility of going home to the park. But to what we're seeing in the ODNR project report, they're looking for some kind of commitment from us. Survey would be one very substantial item, you know, to show. So,
No, I don't disagree with you, Manny. Unfortunately, last year when we did our application, we did not yet have the benefit of 2 surveys the city did conduct. And in this year's application, supporting our application are the 2 surveys. So I'm glad that you do support surveys. I know you weren't totally happy with those surveys, but they had an overwhelming, and I think will have an influential positive effect. Unfortunately, ODNR received some comments from not the city regarding that the city did not support it, and I think that was wrong, because I think the surveys absolutely showed overwhelming support for the project. So hopefully ODNR will now have the benefit of the actual surveys that the city did conduct, which reflected the support of the city for those projects. So I do not anticipate that problem this year. Thank you for your comments. No, we're not going to keep them. Yeah. Okay, so with that, I guess we are adjourned. Thank you.